years ago, I was sick. Suddenly, I got fever, and my temperature was 40 degrees. I couldn't walk. I couldn't talk. My eyesight was very bad. I couldn't do anything, and it was so painful. They thought I had something psychological. They couldn't see that I had lithium poisoning, and because of that lithium, I had ataxia. But for 3 years, I researched everything. I did everything I can. I didn't stop. So this attitude brought me here. I'm stronger now.
Ilkyaz, I appreciate you coming on the podcast.
Thank you so much.
I would like to start with your story. Can you let people know what happened to you?
It's a long story actually. 3 years ago, I was sick. Suddenly, I got fever, and my temperature was 40 degrees, and I was at home. I thought I will be okay, but I wasn't okay at all because I was using lithium medicine for my bipolar disorder. For 8 years, I used it, and I was still using it while I was sick, and I had high fever. So I showed some neurological signs, like I couldn't walk, I couldn't talk, my eyesight was very bad. I couldn't see. I couldn't do anything, and it was so painful. And everything happened in 3 days. So we didn't understand what happened. And we went to doctor, and he said this is a normal cold, so you need to take antibiotic. I did. I got worse. My temperature was still 40. Yeah. So I went to another doctor. They wanted a brain scan. So they saw a brain lesion. And they did not understand anything. So I was still bad. And I said, I need to went to another doctor, I think. So I went to another hospital, and they said, you need to stay here because you are so sick. I couldn't do anything. My consciousness was fading away. Like, I don't remember anything. Like, first week, I don't remember. And they gave me an antibiotic for 2 weeks. and I lost everything when I was there. So, like, I couldn't walk, I couldn't even, like, use my hands. I couldn't talk. I was like talking up blah, 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 like this. So my eyes were so bad. I had nystagmus. And doctors were coming and they didn't understand what happened. Like, it's so stupid, you know? And they were seeing me like I couldn't do anything, and they didn't understand that I had ataxia. This was a lithium poisoning, actually, because I had high fever. I couldn't drink too much water, and because of that, my lithium level was too high for me, and it damaged my cerebellum. So I have cerebellar atrophy, but they couldn't see it on MRI scan. So they said, you have nothing, it's psychological. It's, man, so crazy. So I thought I was crazy. They sent me to psychiatrist, and he was asking me, what's wrong with you? Why don't you talk? I tried to say something like, I can't talk. I couldn't talk. I will say blah, 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 like this. And I was crying all the time because I was really trying to say something. And I had so much tremor in my hands, like this. So I couldn't even write something. I couldn't communicate for 3 weeks, actually. So they gave me vitamin B complex. It was very good for me. I started to talk, like I said yes and no only for 1 week. And then they discharged me from hospital because they thought I had something psychological. Nothing is wrong. So the problem here is they couldn't see that I had lithium poisoning. They thought I had some encephalitis, some kind of, but they couldn't find any virus, any bacteria or something like that. So suddenly I was sick, and because of that lithium, I had ataxia. And I learned that I had ataxia 1 year after this happened. So I went to lots of neurologists, like I saw a lot of them, and they all said to me that I had a psychological thing. This is crazy. I mean, how how is this psychological? I mean, and because I used lithium, and don't you have a brain? You need to think, because like if you read the prescription of lithium, you can see that the side effect is ataxia. This is written, and they ignored it. And then 1 year after that, I saw a good neurologist, and he said you had a little poisoning. So you need to do physiotherapy as much as you can, and you need to live your life. Because cerebellum can learn everything from scratch like a baby. So when I went to home from hospital, I couldn't walk, or I couldn't even sit. I was falling. I couldn't eat. I couldn't bath. I couldn't brush my teeth and nothing. So I found a physiotherapist 6 times a week. I saw them. I had exercises, and I went to a speech therapist too. So I relearned everything. Now I can walk, and I fall, of course, sometimes when I'm tired. I fall. My speech is still slow like this, and I have still tremor. Especially head tremor is killing me still. But for 3 years, I exercised. I researched everything. I did everything I can. Like, I didn't stop. I didn't just stay in bed. Like, I wanted to do something every day. I said, I will carry a bag today. I will play with a ball. Like this every day, I had a goal. So this attitude brought me here. Like, I'm stronger now. I am healthier, actually. I was so sick person back then, and psychological especially, because I have bipolar disorder, and I was so depressive person. Now I am so different. I am more optimistic. I can't think clearly now. I meditate every day. I show self-compassion. I didn't know that. I hated myself. So this disease taught me lots of things. What is life? What is it like to be a living thing actually? What is consciousness? Because I had to question this everything like consciousness, I mean, because cerebellum actually have a responsibility on consciousness, because it connects with prefrontal cortex or other cortexes, and cerebellum plays a huge role. So weird things happened, like I was exercising, like for example, I suddenly remember something from my childhood, like a memory, a dream, a sudden scene, like. But I didn't think of it like for years. But I remember them now. So this is so weird for me, because neuroplasticity is working now, and while it is doing this, I remember things like memory is a huge deal for cerebellum too. I didn't know that. So, do you know muscles have memory? And cerebellum has a memory too. This is so very different thing for me. To experience this, I'm still in shock actually, because every day I see a scene, I see a dream from my past. Suddenly, I thought I was going crazy, but I read some researches on this, and this is totally normal actually. So what can I say that I didn't stop exercising, doing something, talking, writing. You can see it on my blog maybe. My videos from Instagram, maybe you remember. I showed a huge difference. Now I can be seen as a normal person until I speak maybe, but my speech is still not very good for me, but people can understand me. That's good for me now. For 3 years, I didn't work. I just focused on healing. So I want to say that this is a mistake because I don't remember how was I living, like working like a normal person, living like a normal person. This is a huge deal because I need to move on. But I stopped there 3 years ago. I stopped there and I said I will heal. This is a mistake. So, if someone is dealing with something, people should move on and still do their healing things.
I see. Well, thank you. Thank you so much for sharing that. It takes so much courage to not only share that, but the experiences that you had in this recovery process and just being able to share that openly and honestly is just incredibly courageous. So my hat is tipped towards you. Immediately, like my first thought is, how did you even begin to have the courage to where did you tap what did you find at your lowest point? When you were at your lowest point, what was the thought process there of how things were going to get better for you?
I don't know actually. This is so weird for me. Um, I have a huge like love for life. I love life. So, and I'm so young. I I said I couldn't accept this. I can't live like this. And I am so obsessed with being successful. And this is a bad thing for me sometimes because I'm also a perfectionist. And so I said, I will do this. I will deal with this like a soldier, Intuitively, I said this. No one encouraged me because everyone thought I was sick mentally, like I was crazy, but I intuitively knew that I had something physical and I will deal with this. I will heal. I will do this. I have this power in me.
Wow, so relatable. We people have been told that it's psychological, but that's just crazy. The extent of that is so severe, and you're being told it's psychological. A lot of people that are listening can definitely relate to that. And in my own story, nothing quite as severe, but at the same time, uh, people are told when there's damage to the brain, it has nothing to do with psychology. It's neurological, and that also extends to other mental health issues. What would you say when you and I started to begin to work together? And I just want to be fully transparent. I played a very, very small role in her recovery. And in fact, she inspires me every time we have conversations. But I just want to know when you decided to reach out to me, like what caused you to do that, to reach out to me in particular?
Um, I saw you on social media and I saw your mind gym exercises and I loved them so much. And I saw that you were like a doctor, a professional person, so I wanted to reach out for if you know anything about cerebellum and what can I do for neuroplasticity. You are different type of doctor for me. You know everything about neuroplasticity. I saw that. I read your book and I saw your website. I I bought your mind gym exercises and I thought they are very useful for me.
What were some things that you noticed when we did work together in our sessions?
My stress level went down. This is a huge thing for me because cerebellum hates stress and you need to deal with stress and you helped me with dealing with this stress, anxiety and other bad thoughts I mean.
When you were in your recovery process, what were some of the things that you noticed over time in the changes? You already talked about a lot of the improvements, but like as far as neuroplasticity is concerned, um, can you just take us through what are some of the things you've noticed with strengthening your cerebellum in particular? Like in comparison to who you used to be even before the accident.
Lots of things actually. I think clearly, more clearly. I can memorize things better. My memory is like uh, awesome right now, and my focus is um 10 out of 10. I can say.
That's amazing. Yeah.
I was like I couldn't focus on something before the accident, and now I can 10 out of 10, and thanks to you.
Awesome. That's so fantastic. And what about like when it comes, what do you feel is the power of focus? Like what is your perspective on how important focus is for us as a human?
It's important. Um, my perspective is on cerebellum. It loves focus. It needs to focus to learn something. Without focusing on anything, you can't learn. You can't trigger neuroplasticity. So you need to focus every time.
How has your identity changed in this process? Like what are some beliefs that you have now that you didn't have in the before?
I hated myself. Now I love myself. Sometimes I still say that I don't like myself. Why did I do this or something? But it's normal, and I should self-compassion. So this is a huge thing for me. I am more optimistic for life, more optimistic for my health. I was so obsessed with my body before, like I will be sick. I was saying all the time, I will be sick, I will die every day.
Mm.
And I got sick, you know?
Mhm.
I got sick, I was almost dying. And now I know that life is good and it is too short. So I appreciate everything I have.
Amazing. Can you talk about the power of self-talk and changing your self-talk?
So before the accident, I was like thinking so bad, ruminating, you know. I will die. I will get sick. I will do something stupid in work. And I'm a failure. I am not successful. I can't read a book, you know. I can't read something. I can't focus. I can't even cook. I'm nothing. So I was like that. I was saying so bad things for myself. Like now I'm saying that why did you said something like this to yourself? Because I am me, only me. This is me, myself, and I need to respect myself. I need to love myself. I have no one other than me actually. I realized this in a hospital bed.
Mm.
And now I try to love myself, my brain, even my half cerebellum.
Do you think the cerebellum has a role in our thinking process?
Yes, yes. I can give an example. I have a tremor, you know, in my hands. My hands were so shaky before, like 2 years ago. So I was trying to hold something like a spoon and I couldn't hold it. Like my hand couldn't do the holding thing, like it was falling all the time. And I was suddenly mad. I was so angry. I was thinking like, I am so bad person. I can't do it. I need to die. You know, the thing is here, I don't think that I wanted to die, actually. It's not like that. It was a cerebellum thinking.
Mm.
Because cerebellum wants to do something. It wants to balance things like muscles and body, and it couldn't. It can't do it. And because it can't balance, it uh, makes me furious. It makes me mad. It gives me bad thoughts, It's not my thoughts. It's my cerebellum thinking. I know that.
That's fascinating. And I think the cerebellum, there's so little known about the cerebellum in comparison to the rest of the brain. And I think, I really do believe this, in the future, you will be somebody to help explain these things to people and do the research and explain how important the cerebellum is, and that it's so much more than what people say it is. It's more than balance and coordination. It's about
Yes,
thinking. It's about memory. It's about uh, they say 70% of the neurons are in the cerebellum. It's crazy to think 70% of the density of the neurons are in I mean, that tells you almost everything right there. What feels possible now that didn't before in your life? What do you think is possible for you in your life now that you've recovered so well?
I I travel. I start to work next week actually. I am starting, yeah. Um, maybe I can't have a kid because of this, but I don't want a baby, uh, so it's not a big deal for me. And other than that, I do everything in my house, with my cats, with my fiance. I travel, I talk, I can work, I can see my friends, I can exercise, and I lost weight. I had lots of weight, so fat, and now I am so strong. My body is very good. I had I have muscles, so I can do even a maybe Pilates session or yoga because I can do it. I want to do it. If I want to do something, I can. I believe that. And also, I want to work on neuroscience to um, teach people about cerebellum
Amazing.
because I want to say something here. I read some neuroscience books and they don't even mention cerebellum too much. Not enough. I mean, it's a big mistake.
Yes, you're exactly right. And I think you will contribute to how little there is to know about it because you have that first experience of just the
Yeah.
power and the importance of the cerebellum. And so I think you'll put a lot of light in a dark space that most people don't talk about.
I hope so because I don't have the half of my cerebellum now and I still relearn everything. I make it, I'm trying to make it a huge cerebellum now. Maybe it's bigger now. I need a
I
new MRI.
I would be it's no surprise to me if the brain is so adaptive. It has
Yes,
amazing ability to adapt and rewire and recreate itself like you're talking
yes.
about. What are you most excited about in your life moving forward now?
Now I want to move on. I just want this. I just want to see the world. I just want to teach people about cerebellum, and I want to share what I know.
Amazing. And you'll do that. I have no doubts about that. What would you tell someone who's watching this and feels discouraged and stuck like you did? What are a few things you would like them to know?
I felt bad so much, so many days. Like I cried, I punched things, I even thought to kill myself. Like not a big deal, not serious, but like a spoiled kid. I was so stuck, but inside of me, I said, I have only me, and my heart is here. It is beating. I still breathe. I didn't die. I could die, but there must be a reason for me to be alive. So I have a mission now. Like I feel it inside of me. And what I do is I write down every day like a gratitude journal. I can walk today. My heart is beating today. Air is good today. Like this. So simple. And I feel so happy after I write down some things like this. So it gives me encourage. Like when I'm stuck, I write down. If I can't write, sometimes I can't write anything. I try to talk to my phone through voice speech, and it tries, and I save my notes like this, and I read every day, and I see my improvements. And I have also a journal for my achievements. Like today, I walked like 2 miles, for example. One day I wrote down I jumped today. Like, and now I read them every day. I see what I did. I see my huge accomplishments, and I feel so happy because I'm actually so strong and I can do it.
That's amazing. Thank you so much for sharing that. What would you tell somebody who uh, is skeptical about reaching out for support in the brain recovery process? What would you tell somebody who feels stuck and feel like others don't understand what they're going through? What would you tell people about reaching out for support in general?
Brain is very important. If it was a heart, I could say that if you don't want any support, don't reach out anyone. But brain is so different. It's neuroplastic, and you need to know that it can heal itself, and that's why any person can contribute to your healing journey. with anything, with a small thing, with a smile even. So don't hesitate to reach out. I didn't hesitate to reach out to you, and I'm so happy for that.
That's amazing. That makes me very happy. Thank you for sharing that. And I would love to know, before we end this, what are a few things you would like to say, just about you and what's going on with you right now, and how people can reach out to you if they have a question.
I'm still having a physiotherapy sessions 4 times a week, and now every day I do some exercises myself, like because cerebellum loves rhythm, music. So I focused on those things right now. Like a child, I try to learn music, rhythm from scratch. I use metronome too much. And I also play video games, and they're so good for my stress. I kill something and I feel so good. I I played Diablo 4. If someone wants to play with me, you can reach. So you can reach out to me through my blog, actually. I have a blog, orangehealing.com. I have an Instagram, Orange Healing blog. You can DM me anytime. I will be very happy to help anyone.
Go follow Orange Healing blog is incredible, the things that she posts on there. And thank you so much for doing this. You are a huge inspiration to me, a huge inspiration to me, and I'm sure to many others. And I truly, from the bottom of my heart, cannot wait to see like how things continue to improve for you. So, I mean, you have an incredible psychology. They say that you had a bad psychology, but that's bull crap. You have an amazing psychology. So the mindset is so important. Thank you for
Yes.
sharing that. And anything else you'd like to say before we end?
Thank you so much for the opportunity and what you have done for me.
My pleasure.